Hi there everyone, and welcome back to Hollow Knight with me, Kid K. Mirai. Right here at the start of this video, I thought I'd show you one of the title screens that you can change your appearance to. I earned this particular title screen by beating the game with that worst ending that we saw in the last very serious video we did. You can change your title screen in the extras menu, but I'm not going to show you any of the others right now because I'm hoping that I will remember to show them to you across the next, several videos until the end of the Let's Play. But as I said, this one, which is titled Infected, arose because I got the ending where the knight absorbed all of the infection from the Hollow Knight that was in the Black Egg Temple and basically took the infection into themselves to prolong Hollow Knight's stasis and start another cycle of containment that might have stopped the progression of the infection a little bit since we had a new knight holding it. But honestly, the place is pretty far gone at this point. It's abandoned and almost everybody who's still living there is infected. There's just a few, notable exceptions to that. So, as we said at the end of the last video, that is not a very good ending for this place, in any way, shape, or form, and certainly not a good ending for our little protagonist, the knight. So, it sort of fits that you get this ominous, pulsing infection title screen pop up the next time you play after you get that ending. So, I said, we're going to try to do our best to fix this by doing some more stuff in the rest of the game. So, let's hit it and get started. Actually, though, in this video, which might end up being a little bit shorter, we're going to go around and collect a few more items that we haven't gotten yet. We have another masks worth of shards to get. We're going to try to get a couple of those this video. And there's just a couple more things that, need to be done. I saved the world, but you don't know it because time reset. You could never. So, for the very first thing that we're going to do, it's kind of a sillier thing. I thought I'd start off with something a little more lighthearted because the last video ended so, seriously and tragically. We're going to head down to Fungal Waste and see Leg Eater. Because remember, last time we got the last unbreakable charm from Divine, and she said, "You'll carry my smell, won't you?" And I said that I didn't know what was going on, but then I let you in on the secret that I do know what's going on with that. Because as you could potentially have guessed, Leg Eater and Divine are connected as characters because he's the one who made the original set of charms and she's the one who upgraded them. And she just loved the smell of those charms. It kind of makes sense because it makes sense that she would notice that there is a smell because they were made in the fungal wastes, which everybody knows smell awful. So, while we head down that way, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Hollow Knight fight just because I was silent during actually playing it. Did you notice that the Hollow Knight's moveset contained some moves that are very similar to Hornet's? They had a move where they basically just, whoops! And then I pissed that one off too. And this guy, everybody noticed, where the Hollow Knight, held their nail back and then just dashed forward with it. And Hornet does the same thing with her needle. Yeah, I think I have to go up and over. Yes. So, the Hollow Knight, had some similarities to Hornet, so one wonders if, they learned things from the same person or a similar source. The Hollow Knight also had a move that was very reminiscent of Troopmaster Grimm, where in Grimm's case, he stood in the center of the arena and pushed down fragments of his cloak, and then they would come up through the floor, in a set of bars that, it hurts to hit. Where the Hollow Knight jabbed their sword, or nail I should say, down into the ground, and up came a bunch of sprays of infection in a similar way to how Grimm's cloak fragments do. So, you know, there's that. That's kind of interesting to think about. Like, you know, the Doylian, or the Doylist explanation for that is, it's a video game. The makers thought that would be a move that would look pretty cool coming from the Hollow Knight, to do it with infection instead, and, you know, programmed in a similar thing. But I know that there are, you know, people out there who have theorized that, did the Hollow Knight ever know Grimm, you know, before they were, you know, chained up in the Black Egg Temple? You know, we just don't know. So there's, you know, people have headcanons and all that, and that's pretty fun. So I thought I would, you know, point that out, so that maybe, you know, if this is your first time seeing the game, then, you know, you can formulate your own headcanons about just why the Hollow Knight has some, you know, moves in their arsenal that are similar to Hornet and Grimm. Oh, I forgot. The other one that's similar to Hornet's, it was when they would hold their sword in a sort of counter stance, and then if you hit them, then they would lash out and do some damage that way. Hornet did that during her second fight. She had a move that was like that. So again, just thought I'd point it out so you guys can get to thinking about that. But here we are at Leg Eaters. So let's see what he has to say about Divine's smell. I don't know if he'll say... Oh, I am wearing one of the Unbreakable Charms. Cool, then hopefully he will do whatever it is he's going to do. Those charms, that smell, so much. I want to. Yes. I know where you are now. Above me. Much above me. But I know where to go. I will come. Don't try to hide from me. Okay. Okay, so he just says that now. Anything you need to say? Okay, that's all he wants to say. Okay, so, you know, it's pretty obvious he's talking about Divine, you know, to go and, see her. He was definitely the one that she wanted us to carry the smell to. So, makes sense. Are we making a love connection here? I mean, that was what I thought. You know, Divine just loves that smell, and now Leg Eater loves, you know, Divine's smell, and he's gonna go and find her. I think that those two are gonna date, you guys. I think that that's really awesome of us to bring those two together. Okay, what I'm gonna do next is we're going to head down to, do you see right above the Mantis Village there? There's a square-shaped room and a little bit of an exit up to the top that we haven't been through yet. Because the first and subsequent times we came through here, we either didn't have the Monarch Wings or I wasn't ready to do that yet. So let's make our way down and talk a little bit more about the Hollow Knight. First, okay, remember when they were a boss battle? Like back before we had any upgrades to our nail? Anyway, okay, so the Hollow Knight, as we knew going into this fight, was a creature more or less of legend by this point, because there was no mention of them anywhere except for the fountain in the center of the City of Tears. I just keep opening my map to make sure I'm not getting lost in the way because I'm talking so much. But, so, one wonders why there wasn't even more of a monument to the Hollow Knight. Why don't people know about this? You could just say that, well, the reason why people don't know about it is because, like, the remaining denizens of Hallownest are, you know, infected and unable to think about anything much, and a lot of the other people that we meet in here have been, like, adventurer types who, you know, aren't really from around here, so, you know, why would they know about the Hollow Knight, necessarily? Relic Seeker Lem, you know, wants to know more about them, but, you know, noted that since there really isn't any other information about them to be found anywhere, you know, it's kind of difficult. So again, one wonders why there wouldn't be more of a, like, explicit description of this person who was, placed in the Black Egg Temple. One possible explanation is just that the fewer people know that the Hollow Knight is there, the fewer people might, try to get in there to, harm them and, make the infection return. So, there is that. Let's just make sure. Yes, okay, this is the way. So, the fewer people that know about it, the fewer people would go in there. Or, people did go into the Black Egg Temple in general. As we know from Elderbug, who said something about, people used to go there to pray, but that, it got kind of weird down there, which, could be explained by the fact that the Hollow Knight was corrupted, so what changed was that, the Hollow Knight was, lost their ability to fight off the infection any further. But yeah, so we have this basically all but forgotten. See, we couldn't have gotten up through there without the monarch wings. Now we're in a place called Fungal Core. So this is a new area. So basically, and this is just an area that's full of these mushroom people, who I will now kill. But so we have an all but forgotten protector of Halonest here. That's pretty sad that all we knew going in was, through its sacrifice, Halonest lasts eternal. So that was the plan. But as we can see, things nevertheless still went downhill. The king disappeared, and everything got infected again. Oh, I accidentally came back through the exact same way I came in. Money. I don't know really what we need money for anymore, but that's okay. I will get it anyway. So, what I was thinking about, my very first playthrough was, okay, so we have this creature that was supposed to be containing the infection, and they're called the Hollow Knight. But why hollow, other than just the fact that, okay, it's hollow, so we can use it to hold the infection. But in what way is the Hollow Knight hollow? Like, what is the nature of this hollowness? How was it able to be filled up? Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. These guys are dangerous. My very first death was to one of those, as you know. So what makes the Hollow Knight hollow? And since they apparently are quote-unquote hollow, why is that? What is it about this guy, this creature that makes them hollow? So that's something to think about, and don't worry, we will be finding the answer to that question later on. Not today, but at a later point. Just killing babies, because that's what I do. So, honestly, that fight was pretty sad. I mean, by the end of it, the Hollow Knight was basically being puppeted around by the infection inside them, which is distressing. At that climactic moment, they started stabbing themselves, possibly to help us defeat them. So there is that. And one of the more interesting, moves, if you can call it that the Hollow Knight does during, one of the later sections of the fight was just basically being picked up and slammed into the ground repeatedly by the, the bubbled up infection inside them. So that, made me think, and hopefully it made you think, or if it, didn't, then now I'm gonna make you think about it. Does the infection itself have some kind of will? Like, it isn't just your average, sickness that, gets in and, might, it makes you crazy, it, makes you forget things, and then eventually it, you know, creates those bubbles of orange on your body and makes you, you know, into a shambling husk. But that... Oh! You're cool. Pale worm. What good to foresee a demise unavoidable. Ah. Now, are you, like, the kind of, like, a god of the fungal waste, or just, like, a really big, mushroom? Because remember, like, Green Path and its leafy denizens had, on the slug. And this is the fungal core, so are you, like, something very important to the fungus folks? Well, but this person, you know, pointed out, what good is it to foresee, you know, your doom if you can't avoid it? If you remember Bardoon, the long, you know, wormy character up at the top of the Kingdom's Edge area, said, you know, this is going to be a drop, so I'm going to just stop and say this real quick. Pointed out that the worm, that species of creature, had something called foresight, so perhaps, you know, the king could see what was going to happen, but, you know, that mushroom seems to think that's useless. Interesting. But, yeah, so the Hollow Knight basically being thrown around by the infection inside them, does that mean that the infection has a will and is puppeting everybody? You know, like, that's sort of what I started to think. Or is it just, you know, an infection in everybody else, but the Hollow Knight was a special case? You know, because obviously the Hollow Knight was not controlling themselves while they were just slamming into the ground, you know, head thrown back, just limbs, you know, everywhere, you know, just being slapped around like a rag doll to try to kill us. So, you know, what's going on there? Was it the infection itself controlling the Hollow Knight, at least, you know, for that part, you know, to really try hard to stop us from absorbing it and taking over the, you know, the Hollow Knight duties. Okay, so we're gonna fall in here. And slightly anticlimactically, we don't even superhero landing, but we end up in Deep Nest, of all places, with a mask shard. If you remember the very first time we came in Deep Nest, from the fungal wastes through the Mantis Lord's exit right there, we heard and slightly saw above us that mask shard. So I don't really want to be in Deep Nest, guys. That's pretty crappy. So instead, I will leave you with that thought of, does the infection have a will of its own? Is it kind of like those, you know, horrible fungal, you know, zombie infections that... Hello, ladies. Nice to see you. Can get in real life, where they, you know, get puppeted up to, you know, where the fungus can survive more easily and, you know, just be dead. Zombie bugs? Is it like that? Where the fungus is in control? Or what is going on? Alright, guys, so I am going to actually go all the way back up to Dartmouth to see Divine. Because I want to know, did we, you know, bring those two together? Alright, I will be right back. Okay, gang, here we are back in Dartmouth again. I saved the world, Elder Bug. Do you know it? I heard a piercing cry from the well. It echoed about my mind and left me all in a daze. I'd say it was a foul beast's death, but this cry sounded different. Divine? Has something happened, little traveler? No, don't tell me. If foul events are brewing, it's probably better I don't know. Yeah, it is, Elder Bug. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the same thing. So he knows that something happened. You know, maybe at the very least that the Black Egg Temple, you know, the egg was broken open, since that did happen before my save, you know. Obviously, the ending where I defeated the Hollow Knight didn't happen. But, yeah, so something different. Divine? No, that's interesting. But, speaking of Divine, watch this then. fine. Really? One final gift. Ah, I liked it very much. Very, very good. So good. Yeah. Now I can follow Master. She ate him. The most exquisite things I've ever experienced. Ah, I'll take them with me. Precious, precious memories of you. Precious tastes and smells. She ate like eater. She bored him, and he probably enjoyed it. Divine, you are super gross, but super helpful because you gave me unbreakable charms. Leg eater, rest in pieces, buddy. And that's the end of Divine's little quest line thing. Poor leg eater. We did sort of make a love connection. I mean, she thinks that memory is precious, so gross. Very nasty. Divine, don't be nasty. Alright, next little thing we're gonna do, and like I said, this is gonna be probably a shorter video, because I'm just gonna, do that, is, that was my little quote-unquote lighthearted thing, because, he's in a better place now. No, he's not. We're gonna go up to Crystal Peak, to the bench, the upper bench in Crystal Peak, and you can see there's a little bit of an exit right by there that we haven't been in. So I'm gonna head over there, and I will be right back once more. Alright guys, here I am at the bench. You clearly must remember the very first time we came up here and how there was that boss called the Crystal Guardian sitting on there taking a nap, and I woke them up and it got them upset and had to beat them up. At the end of that fight, in a sort of blink and you'll miss it little moment, that boss did not actually die. I knocked the crystals off of its face and it sort of made a noise and hopped up into the ceiling. So, guess where we're gonna go? We're gonna go find that guy and chase them down, to finish what we started here. First of all, as you can imagine, I'm just gonna take that off. I think I'm gonna go with Steady Body again, because that's, one of my pretty standard fighting charms. After this, I am gonna show you the little Weaverlings. Don't let me forget. We are going to head up here, which again is another place that we couldn't get in before because of not having monarch wings. Now we can get in, and we can see what the heck. Wish me luck, guys. Because he's back, and he's even madder, and he does double damage. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I did not start out well with him just jumping up and down on top of me. So, and just try again. Hold on just a second. It's not hard to get back up there. Come here. Come here, I don't want to get, trapped. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's go again. Okay, I knew that just, you know, wailing on him would work, but I just had a bad time that one time. So that was just, you know, to get a mask shard. Not really a super big deal, but nice to have. And let's go ahead and see if I can find the entry for him. Okay. Because it actually gave, you know, the Hunter's Journal gave it away that we were going to have to fight that person again, because it said, like, we didn't get the Hunter's notes from this. So, how does the world look to this creature, gazing out from within its crystal prison? Does it see only light? Is that what drives it into a frenzy? Now, interesting again, because it looks like just like one of the normal husk bugs, but it did just have, you know, crystal growing on top of it. We shattered that crystal the first time, but it grew back, and the infection in it was even worse. And, you know, we know that, you know, as the infection progresses through you, you get the, you know, the big orange gross stuff all over you. And, you know, it's not great. So, you know, does it make you stronger to have a worse infection in you, since that guy was obviously infected much worse than the first time we saw them, and was doing double damage. So what was going on there? Again, we have a thing of, does the infection, you know, have more going on with it than previously believed? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the little Weaverlings, because they are fun and I don't see why I shouldn't. And the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to, real quick, I'm going to get this charm off, and I'm going to bring my Grimmchild out so we can see where we need to go to get some flames. Okay. See my little Weaverlings? And they just scoot and scuttle about. Oh, I just have a whole posse of friends. Okay. And what they will do is they will go off and do a little bit of damage as well. I think that they don't do as much as the Grimmchild, because the Grimmchild's, you know, flame is concentrated, but they have, you know, the ability to aim only at one enemy, whereas these guys can get, you know, multiple enemies around. So, so there's that. And I'm currently not wearing my compass, so that's, you know, no good. But I want to take my little friends around. How about if we, you know, just go ahead and do this so I can see where we are. So let's go ahead and look at the map and see where we need to go to get some flames. Looks like there's one in the Hive, one in Ancient Basin there, and one down in Fungal Core. So, whoops, I probably could have just, you know, gotten that along the way. Alright, how about instead then, I'll come right back after a cut, and I'll get to the one that's down in Ancient Basin. Alright, be right back, guys. Okay, here we are all back again, me and my 4 little friends, to see what's going on with the flame that's right here. Seeing a torch. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's go. Okay, this guy is scary, and he actually does, you know, double damage also. Okay, we're gonna come over here where it's a little more secure. That's a whopper! Since we were always saying that we're getting some chicken nuggets, and then we were gonna get some. Really? You're gonna get in on this? Okay. I would like to not die, sir. Oh, fuck. Shit! God, let me heal, duder! Good. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Okay, I'll be right back, everybody. This is a video for dying. My little friends helped me. They did the final blow. Oh my god, I hated that. Okay. Alright. Okay. We're actually gonna go to the one that's in Fungal Core, even though, like, I really should have done it, because, like, as you can imagine, based on the fact that that was a clusterfuck of a lot of things attacking me besides that, the hive would be even worse. Okay, so I'm gonna head over to Fungal Core, and I'll be right back. Okay, gang, here we are again in Fungal Core. I'm so sorry for the repetition, but it's probably better for us to go through it peacefully the first time. Okay, let's just hope I can do this better this time. It's definitely a less shitty place to do this. Okay. See, that time it was almost easy. I guess just because it was less going on around me. You know, okay. Alright. Well, you know, that's, you know, that's 3 flames, and the last one, it was in the hive, is now gone, so we do have enough. And let's just, oh, no, we can't sit still. There's more banks going on around us. Okay, let's get on up out of here, and then I'll show you the journal entry for the whoppers, who are so much worse than the quarter pounders of cheese. Actually, like, I'm mixing my metaphors because originally the flames were the chicken nuggets. So I guess we had to fight something much more horrible in order to get a whopper. Is the takeaway message here. Okay, just gonna get on up out of here real quick. And, yeah. At least I think I'm getting on up out of here. I'm so lost. There I am. Okay. Okay. Actually, give me a second. I'm just gonna get back to Dartmouth again, and then, because that's always a good place to start a video. So I will be right back. Hello one last time, guys. I lied. I came to the resting grounds because that's where we're gonna start our next video. Because as you can see, we have 1,366 essence, and the seer told us to come back when we had 1,200. So we're gonna see her at the beginning of the next video, and she will, you know, help to set us on possibly another quest. Possibly, you know, she'll just give us some, you know, trinkets and move on. But I'm interested to know what happens at 1,200, because that was the next goal that she set for us. But although this video mostly was about going around, picking up some loose ends, namely a couple of mask shards and the last set of Crimson Flames. We are moving toward, the endings of some quest lines, such as it's always a good idea to have more masks when you go and, fight difficult enemies like the Hollow Knight and some of the other things that we have in our future. And it's always a good idea to, continue the quest line of the Grimmchild. So for our last thing, let's read the entry for those horrible creatures that killed me. This one's called a Grimmchild Nightmare. As you can see now that, you can see it in the journal, it has, bright red eyes. The others, had, black, eyes like most of the other bugs who are around. But let's read the description. Terrifying member of the Grimmchild. Yes, indeed. As part of the ritual, it gathers scarlet flame within its torch. It will relinquish the flame once defeated, as always. So now we have the next set of poem. Dance and die and live forever. Silent voices shout and sing. Stand before the troop's dark heart. Burn away the Nightmare King. So, some interesting thoughts. The troop's dark heart and something called the Nightmare King. Is that him? But he's, just the master of the Grimmchild. And what is this business about living forever? So, we're gonna find that out eventually. But until next time, have a good day, everybody.